underground.
And this is our podcast, the EY Podcast.
Turn it up, let the speakers boom. Go.
We hustle.
We go through.
Access granted.
We win.
We lose.
Access denied. Access denied. Access denied.
In everything, we dust ourselves.
We are the majority.
You want to tell me just what we're dealing with here?
If you haven't guessed by now, I'll tell you who we are.
It's me. Hi.
We are the empowered youth.
On air, underground.
And this is our podcast, the EY Podcast.
Turn it up, let the speakers boom. Go.
Its key activities is incubation. At Coilib Incuba, we nurture and grow businesses. One of its beneficiaries is Joko Mushrooms. Joko Mushrooms deals with the production and supply of mushrooms in Kenya. It also offers consultancy and training services to interested farmers. Participating in different shows help us to engage with farmers, to engage with our customers, to obtain feedback, to know what they want about the product. This helps us to do market comparisons that will help us in growing and increasing our production base.
What we do as SAINA is we provide dignified sanitation solutions to the physically challenged and the aged. And how we are doing this is by fabricating portable toilets that will ensure they get dignified sanitation and they get comfortable and hygienic sanitation. And through support from Coilib, we are able to attend such expos where we get the chance to interact with potential customers and stakeholders, and we get valuable customer feedback, and using this feedback we'll be able to improve our product and create different versions of our product.
Today, 10th of August, we are presenting a technology called Queen Bee technology. The purpose of that is to produce the queens that will be important in the propagation of bees in Kenya. Our main challenge here is we have hives that are not occupied, and we are using this technology to avail the young mated queens accessible to members of the public.
We identified a problem here in Kenya about survival rates. In Kenya, farmers lose up to 30% of their chicks in brooding. That prompted me to develop a technology that solves the problems from air quality, temperature, hygiene, temperature control. Our system can control all these conditions automatically, at the same time hatch eggs.
This has been made good by the support of COELIP, that is Center of Excellence in Livestock, Innovation and Business, Egerton University.
I am so happy for COELIP, which grants me an opportunity to show.
Thank you for staying with us in the Youth and Leadership. And today we are here with the following guests. We are here to discuss specifically about youths and leadership, and basically the specific candidates who are here aspiring for the Congress position, veterinary medicine and surgery. So from my right, we have Mr. Victor, thank you for making time. We have Miss Angeline, thank you for making time. Mr. Shikuku, thank you for making time. And Mr. Evans, thank you for making time. I'll briefly give us a minute each. Just tell me who you are.
Okay, my name is Ogalo Victor Chieng. I'm a student at the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Surgery. I'm a fourth year doing BVM. I was also the organizing secretary of EUSA. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Angeline Wanjikongugi. I am a second year in BSc Animal Health and Management, and thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Dickens, for inviting me for this interview. I'm Skuku Valentine Wafula. I'm a BVM student year 4, and I'm passionate about leadership and personal development.
Thank you. I am Evans Kipkoech, taking BSc Animal Health Management and Production. I'm a third year, and I'm also the class up in that class.
Just to begin with you, Miss Valentine. You're the only female in this race. Do you find it awkward, or what inspired you to go for this?
Thank you so much. Clearly, I am the only lady seated on this hot seat. And what inspired me, actually, is women empowerment. Over the past few years in the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Surgery, yes, they have been running, but I want to make a change. I want to make a difference as a lady in the faculty. I want to encourage every lady in the faculty pursuing veterinary medicine, be it BSc Animal Health, to have the courage, to have the motivation to actually be a leader in the future. Yes.
And now, considering the fact that you also have another female contestant who has not been able to make it here, do you find it comfortable sitting among them?
I find it actually very comfortable. I find it that quite encouraging to be tackling with the bulls of the faculty as one of the female aspirants of the seat. And I find it inspiring for the future of our faculty also. I know we are opponents also, but we'll also be working together in the future.
Okay, Mr. Evans, can you briefly explain to us, you are aspiring to be the Faculty Congress. As per the EUSA Constitution, can you briefly explain to us your role to be?
Okay, thank you. So, some of the roles of the veterinary or any Congress seat in any faculty are leading the faculty, being an oversight to academic activities in the faculty, representing the faculty in the EUSA Parliament, and also taking part in any activity given by the Constitution, that is EUSA Constitution.
Mr. Shikuku, talking with regards to what Mr. Evans has been talking about, yes. How does the Faculty Congress contribute to the academic needs and the interest of vet med department and the students?
Yeah, in terms of academics, the faculty congress should make sure the students through class reps have proper timetabling. They are making follow-ups through lecturers that students are having enough lectures, practical skills, and trips in the fields. Yes.
Okay, so how do you ensure that this happen?
Yes, through proper coordination with the class reps and also getting feedback from the students you are leading.
Okay, what's your take on the same, Miss Angeline?
I will also want to contribute to that. We are fostering mentorship programs. Recently, we have been in touch with Utunzi. We've also been in touch with World Animal Protect. We have been having also Ultravetis, East Africa. So we are really busy and engaging our students in the academic prospects of the faculty and also empowering them, showing them that there is future after university.
So these are some of the programs you began beforehand?
Yes.
Okay, to Mr. Ogalo, can you basically, you stipulated that you've been a leader in some capacity. Yeah. Can you maybe give us some of the challenges you experienced during this tenure and how you've overcome them?
During my tenure as the organizing secretary for EUSA, first and foremost, the challenge we faced was inadequacy of funds. We actually inherited an association which was almost bankrupt. So, as the executive, we laid out a plan to at least collect small amount from our students so that we can make a kitty for our association. So that was a problem and a solution. The second problem is cooperation. As you know, our faculty is composed of 2 departments, the BVM and the BSc. So there has been actually differing opinions where one of the departments feel that they are segregated in a way. So initially, even before I was the organizing secretary, this association was only meant for the BVM department. But they deem it fit to also include every department in our faculty so that it can be an inclusive, well thought, and also a comprehensive process in building our faculty.
Mr. Evans, you've been an organizing secretary of the Rift Valley Student Association, and right now you're aspiring to be the congressman faculty of VetMed. How are you planning to balance your academic, extracurricular, and leadership life?
So, thank you, Balozi. What I can say is that the most important thing is self-discipline and time management, whereby I will be stipulating time for each and every activity, because you can't be in class the whole day, or you can't be in leadership position in the whole day, but at least if you set your time for specific activities, everything will run smoothly. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Shikuku, do you believe students from your faculty are facing challenges?
Yeah, sure.
What are some of these challenges?
Students from my faculty, I will start with the most common one. Yes, we are organized, our lecturers organize trips, but you find most of the time these academic trips will go at the end of the semester. Like, for example, for our class, last semester we had a trip just 2 days. That's between 48 hours between the trip and the exam. So that's one of the challenges. I'll urge our lecturers.
Mr. Shiku, just on that point,
yes,
you followed up with the catalog in the department. Maybe it was scheduled to happen that time.
Yeah, most of the time when we are given course outlines by the lecturers, the exact
the catalog.
No.
Okay. Yes.
Also, on the challenges facing our faculty, there has been a rumor going on about our faculty moving to Kenyatta campus. And that has also been a challenge towards the administration.
Just holding on, have you ascertained these rumors?
On ascertaining, yes, they are shifting
to
to
from
Kenyatta.
which source?
From this campus, which is in
What's your
Joro.
source of assertion?
From the former Congress. From the former Congress. And one of the challenges is it is a financial crisis. For example, the faculty needs around 15 million per se. Yes, there is tiles, there are windows, but also to finish the facility, they will require something around 15 million. And for the faculty, being a young faculty, that is a crisis that needs to be checked.
We really appreciate the fact that you have the faculty at heart and you even have the figures. Maybe provide, now that you have the figures with you, maybe a breakdown of how the 15 million is going to work.
I cannot ascertain you about the breakdown of the 15 million and also more. There is also more that is ongoing. But I can ascertain you right now that the construction is ongoing. And I can ascertain that in my faculty, then I will not give an approximate time, but I will assure you that we also, me being in the seat, we will try and hasten the,
Okay. The challenges the students are facing from your faculty and how you planning to?
Okay, number one challenge is on the issue of welfare. The student welfare actually have been thrown down into under the bus.
But sir, you had talked about it and said you raised some funds.
Yes, but I've not been in that association.
In AUGSEC in quotes?
Okay, maybe that time when the association was working. But of recent, I can say from my rating, actually the welfare part has been working to an extent of 55%.
Mr. Evans, how do you plan to tackle the welfare? Because it seems like it's across. How do you plan to tackle the welfare aspect?
So first of all, concerning welfare, there is this issue with financial issue in the faculty or in the EUSA organization, whereby you will find that there are some funds which each student, when joining the veterinary faculty, they are contributing, which is 200 shillings. So if you find that the money is misused.
Contributing to the association or the faculty?
Association. So it is an independent organization or association whereby each student is supposed to contribute 200 shillings. So leaving that aside, we have been talking with the farm manager, that is Dr. Reba, and we were in discussion that the faculty we are supposed to be given a piece of land that is 1 acre, so that at least each student can at least take part through maybe the farming activities, that is maybe we decide to plant maybe maize, and end of the day, by the end of the day, we will at least come up with at least some funds, whereby in case of any issue, you will find that most of the students, you will find most of them deferring, most of them having issue with getting even upkeep. So if we get the land, which I am sure that I will, if given the chance.
Okay, Mr. Shikuku, we know we had an initial government, and maybe there are some great things or achievements that were done. What are some of these achievements that you would like to take part and make them proceed to help the comrades in that faculty?
Yeah, in terms of the outgoing Congress, did good in terms of mentorship.
What was his name?
Simon Deritu. I think, to my opinion, and most of our faculty students, Simon did good in terms of making sure we get enough mentorship from outside organizations, for example, the KVA. And in my leadership, I want to bring the one that manages the paraprofessionals on board. Another thing, Simon ensured that we had academic calendars on aligned in the right manner, and I want to make sure that we continue the same way.
But you talked about the other time, there's a problem with you going out, and you're now saying the academic calendar is now
No,
right.
there's a difference between academic calendar and what I said. I said, like most of our students, last semester they were in session, but the help guys tend to think that we are medical students, and they align ourselves. They think our academic calendar starts from January and runs up to October.
So basically, do you think a Congress can solve health crisis?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Miss Angeline.
Yes.
How will you ensure that the EVESA association, now that it's been talked about, aligns with the rules and regulations of the department and heeds to what the department calls for?
Okay, thank you. The Faculty of Veterinary Medicine is in touch with the Kenya Veterinary Board, who are the regulators of the rules that happen in the faculty. So to ensure that, we will be in contact with the Kenya Veterinary Board. They have been here before. They have ensured, for example, as a BSc student, when we are done, we are having something we call an exam. It's like an exam to register you to the Kenya Veterinary Board. I feel like that is a very good initiative for the student in BSc as well as BVM to have an opportunity in serving outside as certified students or certified practitioners out there. Yeah. So,
and what other initiatives are you going to maybe implement, assuming office?
Okay. Upcoming February 22nd, we'll be having an organization called Cosmos that will be addressing on the same. Also on February 22nd, we'll be having an event of castration and vaccination of small animals that will engage students, it will engage the faculty to contribute in the welfare of the animals at large.
What is your take on the same, Mr. Ogalo?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Dickens. I think there are some things which we actually need to debunk on, because when it comes to the role of a Congress in association like EVESA, the Congressperson is an ex-officio member in that association.
Per the EUSA Constitution?
Per the EVESA Constitution.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that the Congress does not need to interfere much with the operation of the association. So when we talk about the Congress actually transforming the association, personally, it does not sit well with me.
So this means the EVESA association in their manifestos is nothing?
No. Actually, they have a hand, because during their meetings is also an highly esteemed member who actually attend one of those meetings. He can guide them, but politicizing that association is what is venomous to its development.
Okay, so his inputs are not taken directly?
Whose input?
The Congresses?
Yes, but they also need to be filtered by the executive.
Okay. Mr. Sikuku, you talked about the department maybe lagging behind with its delivery on the course content and whatever, and about the trips. So how do you plan to ensure that the department is accountable and transparent in its operations with regarding the same issue that you raised?
I think it majorly relies on us as students. Through class reps, students should communicate at the right time after we covered enough content that we're supposed to go to trip, and our lecturers allow us enough time to prepare towards the end of the semester.
So to mean a student should be sitting in a position now knows I now have this good content to go for a trip?
No, through the lecturers.
You said through the class reps?
Yes, communication through the class reps.
Okay. Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Can you discuss any initiatives or programs that you implemented as a leader in the Rift Valley Association that you think will help the EVESA students?
So, first of all, Rift Valley Student Association is kind of different or independent association from Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Surgery. So, some of the initiative we have implemented in Rift Valley, maybe which can be borrowed include maybe maybe every semester we hold a meeting, so that at least we have a platform where each and every student, or a forum where each and every student can express or can air his or her views concerning the going of the way the faculty is supposed to be run. On the same, as we are speaking now, I have a brother whereby we graduated the other year, around 4 years back. So he's working on a website whereby I will be using the website in the faculty, so that at least each and every student will express his or her views in the platform, and each and every student will give his or her views on the same. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Miss. We've had Miss Angeline here telling us about her input and how she supports the clinical and practical training of the vet med students and the associations she is in. Mr. Gallo, which are some of these initiatives you are going to put in place to support the clinical and practical training of students in your association?
Okay, on the same, I personally have actually made a manifesto. So allow me first to take this chance also to at least preamble that my manifesto.
You will do that in the second session after the break.
Okay, it aligns with your question. That's why I'm bringing it in. So the first thing, we are planning to introduce new phases of associations. We have been used to a lot of phases and recycling of associations, institutions, who come in the name of mentorship program. But we can increase the pool so that the students get a bigger options to get chance for attachments, for the clinical practices, and also internship.
But Kiongozi, literally, if EVESA didn't work, the others will work.
Okay, EVESA is our association as a faculty. But when I talk about an institution or a related association in line with our profession, who come in the name of mentorship program, it has nothing to do with the EVESA. Because those institutions who come, for example, Utunzi, Ultravetis, they come so that we can interact, create the connection, so that our students can get chance. So in my own manifesto, I've actually detailed, firstly, the process of inviting this institution. Even in the process as I am speaking to you, as per now, I've invited Calro institution to at least come and showcase their products, the different farming systems, things to do with poultry production, pig production, so that we can interact as students who can get chances in those institutions.
He's talking about innovation and being adaptable as a department. Mr. Shikuku, how will you ensure that the department is adaptable and resilient in the face of change and uncertainty? How will you ensure that the department and the faculty, as a Congress, is adaptable to the resilient in the face of change and, let me say, uncertainty?
Yeah, in terms of what, academics or finances?
General? Automatically, you as a Congress, you base on the academics, not finances,
Yes.
as per the Constitution.
Yeah, through the collection of feedback from students.
Okay, Mr. Evans, you can take the question too.
So, I personally, I will say that, you see, veterinary medicine, unlike the other faculties, except health sciences, we are under a board, that is Kenya Veterinary Board. So, we can't, as a faculty, we can't do anything, which is more, we cannot be so radical in changes if the Kenya Veterinary Board are not involved. So, I personally, as a Congress, if given the opportunity, I will liaise with the Kenya Veterinary Board so that at least we know their rules and regulations to avoid any coalition between the faculty and the board.
And on the event, it happens. So how will you now ensure that the faculty adapts to these changes?
So first of all, the main thing is maybe, not maybe, I personally, I will organize maybe a meeting or a conference, and I will ensure that at least sensitize each and every student on the need of attending the meeting so that they will be enlightened on the same. Another thing concerning the mentorship, I have to at least be specific. Say that you will find most of the mentorship programs, you will find they are dealing with topics concerning the clinical years. Yet there is in the same podium or in the same meeting, we have the first years and the second years who are just dealing with the anatomies and physiologies. So instead, the mentor is there trying to pump knowledge concerning pharmacology. The terms used there is kind of tough. And you will find there is a first year there struggling to capture most of the anatomical terms. And so at the end of the day, instead of the person being motivated, the morale of the student will be deprived. So I have to at least come with a program whereby if the mentorship program is stipulated for, it will be for a specific group, maybe first year and second years, then that will be pre-clinical years. Then the clinical years will have their own mentorship program to avoid discouraging any of the student. Another thing, on the same, we will avoid a scenario whereby, in the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Surgery, we have two courses, that is BVM and BScs. So if the BVMs, most of the time, as a Congress, we have to tell the mentors that in our faculty, we have the BVMs and BScs to avoid a scenario whereby you will find the mentor align his or her programs or awards in the field of BVMs. Then the BScs will feel like they are being sidelined. And the same case applies to the BScs mentors, whereby the paraprofessionals should avoid a scenario whereby they will be like sidelining the BVMs. Thank you.
Okay, EUSA is a very large body. Per se, we have the students, we have the class reps, we have the congresses, the SGCs generally. So, Ms. Angie, assuming you are the Congress, how are you going to ensure that the class reps, the students, the congresses and the SGCs work hand in hand without contradictions?
Thank you. As a Congress, you act as the interlink between all of them. I, as a Congress, am the interlink between the administration, the students, the SGCs. I am, let's say, the voice of all of them. So the students may come to me with their problems. I'm the one to voice them. I'm the one to tell the relevant, be it the SGC, be it the dean, the administration per se. I am the one to voice those complaints. I'm the one to voice the problems they are facing. So I feel like I act as the interlink to all of them. And also we have to be aspire that some of these things, I may not have the power. Yes, I may not have the power to, let's say, for example, if there might be a problem within the faculty. I am anything that is from the students, I am the interlink. But from my seniors, from the administration, I am the one to listen. And if I might not go as far, so long as they are student-based, I may have a voice.
And as we head for the break,
yes,
as we'll be coming back, maybe you explain to us what you think about the class reps. What is your plan with the class reps?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. This was Youth and Leadership Show. We're going for a short break. The second session, stay with us.
at Koilib you have access to mentors, you have access to people that your peers, basically, the people that you're working with, and there's nothing as important as working with a group of people who are doing the same thing, because then you're able to motivate each other, and help each other grow.
Koilib Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
I'm Lydia Mburu. I have a company called Rain. The name of the business coined up the names of my two children, Regan and Rain. Rain does sourcing and delivering goods to the clients, especially the farm fresh goods like mushrooms, onions, tomatoes, and green peas. As an incubator of Koilib, I've benefited from getting skills and good conducive environment to learn and understand more about my business, and also get to link to investors and more strong marketing network.
Koilib for my business has really been a point of growth, because I've seen my business move from one point to another. And with Koilib, you get to understand the business aspect of it and how to make money.
Koilib Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
The future is youthful. The future is skillful. The future is you. Kama kijana, all you need is a chance and a place to apply your knowledge and skills to shape future yako. Technical and vocational education and training zinakupea the life skills zenye zitakuwezesha kushape future yako. Kwa kudevelop professional interest, talents na passion zako, una gain power ya create jobs, drive entrepreneurship na increase socio-economic prospects zako.
I came here to shine. The reason I don't want killing at my shows.
Are you ready for the future?
Ujuzi
ni kazi.
It's buried in my soul. Najua me the next.
My name is Karembo Mweni, Monitoring and Evaluation Officer of Study Foundation. We are implementing an IFAD-funded project called Vijabis, which is youth economic empowerment in agribusiness. It is a 2-year pilot project being implemented in Nakuru and Kilifi County. Part of the activities in this project is mentorship, business incubation and mentorship. We have Coelib Center as one of the centers which are doing mentorship for our youth groups.
As Coelib team, we have been mentoring the youth groups in different skills, e.g. entrepreneurship, group dynamics, leadership, and now we are going to consumer psychographic. We have been able to make some impact to the youths, and they are showing so much improvement, and I love what they are showing in the exhibition.
Vijabis has helped us through giving us mentorship from Ian from Colib, who has come to our group and give us entrepreneurship skills and education about how to be a good leader and how to manage a group. Imemixiwa na vitu mingi. Wimbi, mtama, unga baridi from mahindi, kuna mawele, kuna soya. So far we are seeing results that the youth have changed the way they are doing their businesses. Most of the youth have now started venturing into value addition, creating employment for the youth beneficiaries. We have some youth groups even branding their own products as a result of the training and the mentorship programs. And we believe at the end of the 2 years, we will have most of the groups graduate into limited companies.
We hustle.
We go through.
Access granted.
We win.
We lose.
Access denied. Access denied. Access denied.
In everything, we dust ourselves.
We are the majority.
You want to tell me just what we're dealing with here?
If you haven't guessed by now, I'll tell you who we are.
It's me. Hi.
We are the empowered youth.
Underground.
And this is our podcast, the EUI Podcast.
Turn it up, let the speakers boom. Go.
I can describe Coelib as a safe incubator. So I would encourage everyone to apply, and for sure, I'm certain your ideas will be in safe hands, and they will hatch successfully to better businesses.
Coelib Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
Thank you for staying with the youth and leadership, and we are back in the discussion. We have Mr. Ogalo with us here, Miss Angeline, Mr. Sikuku, and Mr. Evans. We are back in the second phase of the discussion, and right now we are here with the questions and the manifestos basically we have and what you have for your constituents. Basically, I'll have to take the just shortest time, an overview. Just give us a general overview of your manifesto. The shortest time possible, each of us.
Okay, thank you very much. Allow me to take this ample time to at least preamble my manifesto. The first thing I'm planning to do when elected in that office is to transform the mentorship program. First of all, the mentorship program as we know it, it has always been done so that we accumulate knowledge without utilizing it. In my own regime, I plan that after the mentorship program, we at least go for the community outreach. I don't see the need of being told about donkey welfare, then I sit down with that information. It does not help me, but there is surrounding community that need that help. Number two, under my own administration, I will ensure that the attachment issue and the routine being done at TAP. As we know in our faculty, the BVM student year 1 always go for attachment in their 3rd semester. And we know very well that at TAP, the animals, the cases, and all that is required to reach a maximum expected academic performance is not being met. So in my own suggestion, under my own administration, I have maintained a plan that there is no need of us spending here 2 months without indulging ourselves on academic importance issues. For example, if we look for the first year BVM class, if you cannot do basic routine management within a farm, for example, the tail docking, teeth clipping, or just spraying, even dehorning, then I don't see the need of being attached here. We can do the same way the UN counterparts are doing. They are always being attached outside the institution so that you get somewhere where you can get your full potential. On the routine issue of BSc 3 in their 1st semester, actually in our TAP, they normally do a routine, but I feel it that we should not be involved in activities which are not within our jurisdiction, our academic jurisdiction, because when it comes to the animal health, there is nowhere the students are ever taught about things to do with harvesting. And even if it is harvesting, it is the harvesting of maize stalks for the animals as feeds, not the maize seeds, which are then being taken somewhere. I will stand with the comrades during that time, and if this thing cannot be changed, then at least our students should not be taken advantage for. The third thing I'm planning under our comprehensive manifesto is on issues to do with balls and games. Actually, of late, in our faculty, tournaments and games have become something clandestine. It has become something people have abandoned. I know I don't love games, but I will try my best. We can afford balls because our association have a well-managed fund that I believe we can source ball from and arrange for a tournament. We can name a tournament, for example, sensitization against rabies, so that each class come with their team, and the winning team at the end of the game or the tournament will be given some small token for appreciation. The fourth thing is actually the Veterinary Fun Day. We are known in this school as one of the very busiest faculties, that we only do books. And if it is not book, it is the cover of the book. At least we should change that. We need a day so that we can interact, not only as the veterinary students, but also all the veterinary students who are outside, who are also doing animal-related courses, so that we can relate as early as possible. These are the people that we will get in the field. In my own knowledge, I see it is very good if we know these people as early as now, so that when we get into that field for practice or within the labs, we cooperate as one and with one vision. Those are only one of the main issues that I'm planning to do. But those are things that I'm not even supposed to do, because you can be in office without doing them and being called a leader. So there are other things which you have to do as the Congress. So what I've entailed only differentiate me from my aspirants. So I take this opportunity to also welcome them and air out their manifesto. Thank you.
Kiongozi, before taking the opportunity,
yeah,
just a quick one. You talked about the ball purchasing balls,
yeah,
with the faculty. That's a very good initiative. But don't you think maybe partnering with the sports department would have been quite a cheaper?
Yeah, it is quite a cheaper. In fact, the congressperson for sport is also coming from our faculty. So you have just reminded me of that fact, but I just knew it before.
Okay, thank you. Let us make progress.
Okay, thank you so much. I will be sharing my manifestos and the visions I have. My motto actually right now is a new vision, a new direction. And as per now, I want to, number one, he has talked about tournaments. And in contact with the current Congress right now, I feel like it's already ongoing. The Congress is my friend, and recently he sent out 500 shillings to go and purchase balls. And the other day they were having a tournament. So I don't think that's a new thing you are encompassing right now.
I would appreciate if you stick to your manifesto.
Okay, sorry. Also, I will also want to collaborate with veterinary pharmaceutical industries and NGOs for funding. We have some facilities such as Pharmacy and Poison Board. We also have something we call Kenya Veterinary Livestock Research Organization. They can be helping us in funding, number one. I'll also donate something we call something like antibiotics, antifungal agents, antiparasiticals, vaccines that are actually very, very beneficial to our faculty. Also, we want to introduce something we call a Veterinary Fun Day. We are supposed to enjoy being vets. You're supposed to enjoy when you're called a doctor or a paravet. You're supposed to own that name. So we are supposed to be well versed with the kind of fun things. It's not all about books. It's not all about practicals. Also, we have, the other day we had something called Egg Day also. So we introduce more of that. And the mentorship programs we have currently, I don't want to add more on that. I feel like I need to increase the mentorship programs, be more specific. My opponent was talking about them using terminologies that probably BSc or BVM 2 or 1 may not understand. We can liaise with the mentorship programs who are already there, the Ultra Vetis, East Africa, the animal welfare. We can liaise with them, with the people they are bringing around. They may be well versed with the difference between BSc and BVM. They may be well versed that some of the audience that they may have, they are not as per with what they are bringing to the table. Also, the veterinary calendar of events. We have a lot of things happening in the veterinary world. And those are probably the first years that are incoming. They may not be well versed about the veterinary events that may be happening. And I feel like sensitizing them or making them aware of these veterinary practices, and also the university via the dean may also encompass that in the calendar of events throughout the university. Yes, as I have many manifestos, but that's a brief preview of what I want to do.
Okay, thank you to Mr. Shikuku. Give us just a brief overview.
Okay, in my regime, my motto is the vet agent first. So what I'm intending to do for our faculty, there are small things that we tend to assume, but they affect us in some way. For example, the transcripts. In our faculty, I'm 100% sure we are not yet 1,000 students. But right now, I'm so sure, especially the continuing students don't have transcripts, which are duly signed by the administrator or the dean. So in my regime, I want to advocate for that, so that at the end of every academic year, every student has a signed and rubber-stamped transcript, so that things like when things like applying for help comes up, you have the transcript and you don't have to have issues. Like for example, right now we have issues with the system, the portal. You are all aware about that. Something else on attachments and internship or application of our knowledge that we have learned in classes into, I want us to benchmark our neighboring faculty, the FOA. They have the ICAT, the program that are given by the Israel guys. So I want we as the veterinary board through our dean to copy that, so that we can have our vet students doing internship abroad. Yes. Another thing, just as my opponent said, yeah, we need to have sports where we as the faculty students, we collaborate. I mean, we can come together, and the division that we are seeing right now, eventually it won't be there. We interact through sports, and lately we have not been having such, but through monetizing our faculty, of which I intend to do it through, like for example, just as a VESA, the engineering students have EUSA. Engineering students, especially the first years, during holidays, they don't have to carry their suitcases to get where their friends reside before they keep the bags. We have an office here in TAP for EVESA. So I want to bring on board this program where, especially our first years, who extend 2 months into a long holiday. Then after that, they don't have anywhere. Friends are home. They don't have anywhere to keep the bags. So I want to make sure after the attachments, we have a place where they keep the suitcases for only 100 shillings. Then when the funds are well managed through our EVESA organization, we can put that money into, for example, the students' welfare the next semester, or that money can be used into awarding the teams that will be participating in the sports activities that we intend to put in place next semester. Yes. Something else, our mentorship programs. As I said earlier, our outgoing Congress did well in terms of organizing our mentorship programs. Me, as your leader in coming Congress, I want to make sure we continue with that, bring more organization on board, and make sure our students, both ANHE students and BVM students, are well mentored, so that when they go out there in the field, they are properly aware of what they're supposed to do. Yes, thanks.
Okay, thank you, Balozi, for the chance. So first of all, I do believe that to be a leader, you must be a flexible-minded person. So me sticking to my manifesto will be just for the need and for the importance of each and every student to know. So first of all, first of my manifesto is faculty unity. So as my fellow colleagues, because I can't refer them as competitors or opponents. In faculty unity, I have some activities, for example, games and tournaments. So you see, the other semester, not even the other semester, this semester, with the BSC's first years, because they were the first cohort or to approach me and told me, Kiongozi, we need a ball. So first of all, I purchased the ball. The other semester, I organized at least 4 or 5 games where they participated with the BVMs one. But for the BVMs, I think they came once or twice. Another thing is a social event whereby we can refer it as special day or vet night. As our our fellow students from the Faculty of Law, they have the vet night. No, not vet night, wakili night. So we as vet students, we can organize a vet night whereby each and every student who is capable, who has idea, who has any talent can showcase there, and by the end of the day, each of the participants will have something to appreciate, regardless of the activity. Another thing is EUSA activities, whereby I will liaise with the EUSA to at least organize some programs such as community service activities, such as rabies and donkey vaccination day, whereby you will find most of programs which the mentors usually came with are mostly knowledge-based, not skill-based. So I personally, if given the chance to be the next Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Surgery Congress, I will embrace skill-based activities. That is, we will find a place around Digaton, that is maybe Njoro, Mauche, and do the skill or practical activities.
Okay, gentlemen and lady, we really appreciate the fact that we are on board the discussion and we have given a general overview of what we want to do. And I believe we've been listening to each other. Just to start with Mr. Shikuku, during your presentation, you've talked about you want to ensure that the transcripts are produced timely at the end of the year, right?
Yes.
Then, when are they normally produced?
Yeah, like for us vet students, that's just before. We have to include the attachment first before we get.
When are they normally produced?
At the start of the academic year, like the one for third year.
That is at the end of the year.
Yes.
But then you said that's what you said.
Like for us, for vet students, we have BVM and we have ANHE. For the ANHE, they don't have attachments every single year, so theirs usually come earlier than the BVMs.
Okay, moving to Miss Angie, you dismissed during a presentation your fellow aspirants, stating that the faculty tournaments thing issue basically shouldn't be a point of concern. But in your manifesto, the second manifesto, you're stating that you are planning to purchase faculty balls and fund tournaments.
Liaising, thank you so much. Liaising with the current Congress, Simon Derito, the issue, I would say it was halfly addressed. The other day, the balls were purchased. Actually, 500 shillings were given to purchase the ball about the tournament that my colleague is talking about. And I would say it is to continue engaging the students, continue giving them, should I say, moral support in veterinary medicine. It is a tough course, for sure. It is a very tough course. And they need to have somewhere to air out, somewhere to vent, meet with their colleagues. The first year can engage with the fourth years. The second years can engage with the third years. And where the relevant students are engaged, I feel like it will ease the burden of the academic.
Okay, Mr. Gallo.
Yes.
In your second point in your manifesto, you're talking about the change on attachment.
Yeah.
Which attachment are you talking about here?
I was very categorical when I was mentioning it was attachment and the routine.
Which attachment are you talking about here?
Attachment for first year BVM student, which they do 1.3 semester 3.
When you're talking about changing it,
yeah,
you have to remain cognizant to the fact that the department sits down and stipulates the catalog and states that at this point in time, these students will be fresh and ripe for the attachment.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to insinuate when you say change on attachment?
what I was saying was very clear, that we need to at least get this student be attached not within the institution, but within independent firms away from this institution. Because the reason as to why I brought this was those institutions, the farms, are actually having a lot of animals, which these students can get good exposure compared to our school here.
Just to ask, when the attachment takes place, does it happen on the basis of personal involvement or the department?
On the department.
Okay.
It is compulsory.
I mean, you seeking for the attachment, do you look for it personally, or the department attaches you somewhere?
Actually, it is partial, because the department only give you some options, some region that you are limited to, because it is the same department that will send assessors. So they limit you to a certain region so that you are only attached to those specific, maybe laboratories or farms within that region.
Okay, Mr. Shikuku, you've talked about transition. The second last point in your manifesto.
Yes.
What is the transition aspect?
The transition aspect is it's about moving from Njoro campus to Kenyatta campus. It's something that is underway, but it's not confirmed. So I cannot say it's happening so soon, and I cannot dismiss that it's not happening so soon.
But it's part of your manifesto?
Yes.
And how can a Congress
just in case it
get involved in
comes
this?
soon, I'll make sure as we move, we have smooth transition. Every part of the student setup that we have here in Njoro, we have it in Kenyatta campus. That's if it happens so soon.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Evans,
yes.
In your fourth main point in your manifesto, you've talked about bursaries and meal cards.
Sure.
What do you plan to do with them? Because you just highlighted the bursaries and meal cards there.
Okay. Thank you, Balozi. First of all, I want to talk concerning the bursary and meal cards and work study. There are a lot of counseling programs whereby for the bursary, you will find that most of the students are reluctant to applying them, yet they are facing financial crisis. Most of them, you will find a student in the faculty complaining, or you will find a student approaching you, telling you that, hey, Kiongozi, despite their parents trying to struggle, at least to pay some of the funds, so some of the fees, you will find a student coming to you telling you, Kiongozi, I am facing some challenges. I need at least support me with this or this and that. So if the students are well enlightened on the importance of applying for the bursaries, I think it will be a good thing. On the same, we have the counseling program in the faculty. At least, I do recall when we were in first year, we have we used to call them lecture coach. So whereby each student, at least a group of students, were given a specific lecturer, whereby you will approach him or her during your own free time. You can hear your grievances or your challenges to him or her, whereby he will find a solution to you and tell you, you can do this and this and this. And you will find most of the students were well during their studies in the class.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're still proceeding?
Okay, yeah. On the meal cards, I know it is not under my jurisdiction, but during distribution, it is under my jurisdiction, whereby I will liaise with the class reps, which I am one of them, whereby most of the time we find it maybe I don't know if they are scarce, or I don't know what is not happening, but I will ask with the class rep, because most of them, they know the student who are needy, who need they would need the meal cards for their daily survival or sustenance in the institution. Because if an empty stomach cannot run anything, so you will find that the student mentally, he or she will be unstable or stressed, and end of the day, the result will be poor grades. Sure.
Okay, you've talked about the class reps.
Yes.
And you've said you're a class rep.
Sure.
you people, you've gone on public airing your grievances and stating that your congresses don't take cognizance of few people, your presence. So, assuming office, what are these steps that you're going to take?
Okay, first of all, if I can try to be precise. Most of the time, you will find me interacting with the class reps, because if the class rep is kind of the representative of there, so he or she knows the challenges his class are facing, and so if you will find at least a forum. Having said that, I have a website. You see, I have a website whereby each and every student in the faculty will air his or her grievances, and we can discuss as a faculty, and at the end of the day, we can find a solution. So I will be flexible enough to hear and try to implement some of the points and some of the solutions given by the student or the faculty members. Yeah.
Okay, apart from Ms. Angeline, Mr. Ogalo here, and Mr. Sikuku, you talked about the welfare aspect of it. Bearing in mind that we have an SGC member who is in charge of welfare, students' welfare. Yeah. And basically, you haven't maybe mentioned about him, or how do you plan to run this? Because I believe you should be working hand in hand with that office, to begin with you.
Okay, the student welfare under EUSA. So the welfare of students of our faculty has to come first, because if you check even the distribution of meal cards previously, they were limited. They could not actually serve the comrades who had needs, all of them. So they were limited in number.
So how are you going to ensure that you're working hand in hand with the SGC in charge of welfare?
Actually, as a Congress, acting as the conduit or the pipe connecting the two, I have to air out our student grievances, because with increasing time, there is also increasing student, and there are also increasing students with need. So there should be increase also, which is being reciprocated to our students. To add on the same, our association should also come up with meal cards, because we cannot be having a kitty and our students are suffering, and on the same side, we are not investing this money. It is just a primitive accumulation of this money, but it's not being invested. Why should it not serve these needy students?
Okay, Mr. Sikuku, your take on the same?
Yeah, as for me, I'll say you asked about the outgoing Congress. Right now, we are going to Mr. Linton Chemiat is not in the office, so welfare issues we must discuss with the incoming welfare man. And
that's why I said the office.
Yeah, through the collection of challenges that are facing our students through class reps, airing them through class reps, through the Congress, me as the Congress, then channel them to the higher office, which is the students' welfare. Then we can see how we tackle them.
Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Angeline, you talked about in your first manifesto, you are going to ensure enough faculty practical specimen and lab space. Which criteria is this used to discern that there is less practical specimen in the lab space? And how are you going to address this, if so there is?
Thank you so much, Mr. Balozi. With liars also to the current Congress, who is Simon Derito, information is that there is a scarcity of lab equipments. There is a scarcity of PPEs for the surgeries. And also, he has also strived to cut on the same. He has strived to continue pushing. And as an incoming Congress, I will also strive to push the faculty, talk to the dean about the PPEs, to talk about the equipments that are needed in the labs, so that the students will have a flow and easy time handling things in the faculty. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Sikuku, you've talked about issues to do with the academic calendar.
Yes.
Maybe, would you explain to us?
On the issue of academic calendar, we have had issues about timetabling our curriculum, the school usually thinks we share the same, the calendar with the medical students. So most of the time you find we have challenges in terms of timetabling and so on. Even the help guys usually think our faculty students, like we run our classes from January to October. So like last semester we had issues about help. They think our students are not in session when we are in session. So you find out some
how are you sure that they think you're in session and you're not?
Yes, it's been there. That's the feedback we go through our congress. Yes.
Okay. We're proceeding, we're making progress. I'm going to ask a question from the viewers, and I'll keep to urge the viewers to keep streaming in their questions. This one goes, my question goes to Angeline. This one is Bevin Omondi. What are some of your very most agendas you will address on issues involving massive deferments and issues pertaining transcripts in the faculty?
Thank you so much. I think students should be informed about the system of the university. They should be informed about the powers the Congress have to alter the system of the university. The issues with the functioning of the portal, issues with the transcripts, issues with the transcripts. That is something I, as a Congress, I act as the interlink, but I cannot change the system. So according to that question, I think I can just air out the grievance to the dean as a voice of the students, and then he, as the dean of the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, can voice that issue to the board, to the deputy vice chancellor of the university, and see how they can cater for that problem. Yes.
Okay, this one again goes to Angeline from Sabosco. Angela, how can you act as an interlink between SGC and administration?
To my knowledge, right now, Mr. Balozi, the SGC and the administration are already interlinked. They are already communicating. They are already addressing issues together. So I act as the interlink between the students and the SGC, let's say the welfare, or let's say the Secretary General or the President himself. I also act as the interlink with the Dean. But with that issue, both of them are already interlinked.
This one is from Sir Okongo. Question to all: how will they ensure that EVESA remains an independent body without having members of EUSA, e.g. congresses, being leaders within EVESA body? You'll take the first round.
Okay, thank you for that question. Our association EVESA at some point has been politicized, we know. But as the Congress, we need to depoliticize our association because already it should be independent. The first thing which I should be doing when I'm in office, not even I should, when I will in office, is not to allow anyone to be given a platform to first years, so that being introduced first to the first years, then thereafter, you stage yourself as a leader, but you are given a chance in a biased manner. That is always one of the steps that our congresses do. They give someone a chance and they access the first years during the orientation process in their bid to expedite the political scenario in their favor. That is something that I will avoid.
The question was, how will you ensure that EVESA remains an independent body without having members of EUSA, e.g. congresses, being leaders within EVESA body? Yes, Ms. Angela.
Okay, let me interrupt. Not discrediting my answer, but the second thing I will also do is also, as a Congress, I will never interfere with EVESA functions. For example, the vetting process should be done in the correct manner. When it has been planned to be done for a certain period as per the EUSA constitution. I know you are not alive to that, but normally our vetting process is normally being done during September. But because of dissolving EUSA Parliament, which interfered with the process, it was quite early. I know you know. So our association is always being you have something?
Proceed.
Okay, our association is always being reconstituted before election, so that during the vetting process, those who have failed EUSA election should not infiltrate the EUSA process. That is my point.
Okay, thank you. Let us move on. As we are coming to the end of the discussion, I'll beg we take the shortest time possible. To Ms. Angeline.
Thank you very much. With my current knowledge right now, the EUSA has always been an independent body. EUSA, me being one of them as a Congress, cannot interfere. As per now, it cannot interfere with the EUSA proceedings. They have their own leadership. They have their own chairperson. They have their own secretary, treasurer. And I feel like right now they cannot interfere.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Shikuku, your take on the same?
I think we should use our class reps, them being the representatives of the respective classes. We should use the class reps to select the panel that vets our EUSA leadership. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Evans, your insights on the same.
Okay, thank you. So, I personally, what I will say is that everybody should stick to EUSA constitution. That's all, because at the end of the day, the constitution stipulates that the Congress is an ex-official. So, there is no way you can be telling me that I am not supposed to be interfering with the EUSA activities, yet I personally, I do know that I'm not supposed to be engaging in any of the activity unless the EUSA executive approached you or me, approached me as a Congress and told me, you see, we need this and this and this, and with your aids, you can assist, you can be of help to us. Thank you.
Gentlemen and lady, we've really had a fruitful discussion till this point, and we've heard you, we've got you airing your points and what you are going to do for your electorates once you assume office. So I'm going to take this opportunity to give each and every one of you a maximum of 1 minute each, 30 seconds each. Give us your parting shot, and I will take it from Evans this time around. Your last parting shot to your electorates and what you want them to hear.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending. Thank you for attending. So let me take this opportunity to first of all declare my candidacy for the EUSA election, that is Congressperson for Faculty of Veterinary Medicine and Surgery. I am adrift, an advocate for academic affairs and welfare. I do believe that commitment, compassion, and unity can drive us and can push us as a faculty to the next level. Thank you.
Mr. Shikuku, your parting shot to the viewers.
Okay, I would like to urge all the voters that they should choose their leader based on competency and not anything else. I believe in myself. Having been around for a while, since 2019, I think I've seen enough. I've seen our faculty grow, and I'm ready to foster our faculty to the next level. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Angela.
Thank you so much, Balozi, for hosting me and my colleagues here. I would like to talk to my voters, urge you to keep registering, urge you to keep up with us. Vote for the competent leader. I assure you and I believe that I will be keeping you informed. I will utilize the social media and the platforms that we already have to ensure that you are well informed. I am highly adaptable. I have high adaptability quotient and flexibility to the matters of the faculty. And if you choose me, I shall not let you down. Thank you.
Thank you. Finally to Mr.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Dickens. The very first thing I want to appreciate those who have managed to come here, actually to spend their time, to find it possible to at least dissect within your schedule, to come and sit here. Secondly, I would like to say thank you very much. I am not feeling that I've delivered my full potential on this platform, but we will still engage next week, Friday, in our debate, so that at least we get to know what each of us have. Finally, I am winding, and I want to take this opportunity to tell you that our faculty does not actually need a radical leader. We need someone who can at least project our faculty to the next level. The bar of performance in our faculty have been set high by the previous Congress, and we cannot afford to lose our faculty to the hands of those who are not actually quite responsible. It is in the same faith that I urge you not only to vote for me based on my cohort or any other version of differences based on academic life expectancy. Please vote me according to my competence, what I can offer, and take your time to scrutinize my manifesto so that we can engage more. With all that said, I wish you well, and let's see each other on Friday. Thank you.
Okay, gentlemen and lady, maybe any point or pointer to the audience or the viewers, to your supporters. Just a brief one.
To my highly esteemed supporters, I request you to at least remain behind so that we can have one of the greatest onset and foundation, the press at our faculty, so that we can launch our journey together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Angela, the only Iron Lady.
The Iron Lady, thank you. I am very, very humbled actually to be dealing with gentlemen actually, and to show my, should I say IQ, and my quotient actually, and also add my voters. We already have groups, we already have engaged with all of you. I shall be engaging you one-on-one when we meet probably in your rooms, when we meet probably on the road, in the faculty. I shall be in touch with you. Also scrutinize the manifestos. I will be putting them out there since the campaign period has not started. But once it starts, keep winning. My slogan is just keep winning, keep winning. Let us make the faculty the best that we could in this regime. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Shikuku, you have 1 second parting shot.
Okay, I will say at the moment, the most important thing is registering being a voter. You can be a supporter, you can be my supporter, but you have not registered as a voter, you won't be able to vote me in or one of my opponents in. So the most important part right now is make sure your friend, make sure your classmate, make sure your classmate has registered as a voter. Thank you so much.
Okay, finally, Mr. Evans.
Okay, thank you. Let me take this opportunity, first of all, to thank all my supporters who are in the podium. And another thing, I want to urge all my supporters who are out there to register, to keep registering, and everyone in the faculty to register, because you can't make a change without the votes. Because at the end of the day, I can be competent, but I lack your vote. So end of the day, the faculty will learn to the wrong hands. Another thing is that let's do a peaceful and humble campaigns. Let's avoid, we are all brothers and sisters, so avoid any collision with the opponents, because at the end of the day, we are bringing it home. Team Tetemesha, we are winning. Thank you.
Gentlemen and lady, I wish you all the best, and I believe you're all winners. And I believe once we win, we will be back here to at least ensure and to fast track that we have delivered all that we promised. And to our viewers, thank you for viewing, And just as you've heard from them, they have talked about their manifestos, their aspirations, and it's open that they have you at heart. And as they have told you, let us meet this here, the same time, the same place, next week Friday for our big debate. Till next time, I was your host, Dickens Omolo.